help me. I'm just yelling like you guys didn't hear any of that. I was just organizing my herbs and garlic for the butter. I was just singing like different songs in the background. I was like, leave my internet alone. It really didn't want to come back there for a sec. Like we went full plugged in and it still wasn't even like no connection. Laurent's doing work, but watching from afar. Sending lots of love to you and Luna today. Thanks for being here. Okay, back to action. We got a full stove top. Let's see. Whew, Sam already put the beef broth on. Like the weather's not bad. It's been snowing on and off, like just barely anything really. And now it looks like it's clear enough. So it's definitely not attributed to that. It's just, I think, the building in general, where we are, is the internet's terrible around here. So this is what's going to go down, guys. This is the plan. This won't always be here. We can take that off when we need to sear the steaks in the frying pan. But we'll use this pot here to make our cheese sauce for the macaroni. We'll boil our heart-shaped noodles back here in the pot, and then this is for our crab, but we'll let that go while we're working on a couple other things. Let's get some herb and garlic done up so we can make a yummy butter. We'll get our broccolini all trimmed up, and then we can get cooking. So I was taking out, because I bought a big thing of garlic again today from Costco. This is all, I think, $10. But it's grown in Canada near us, and it's actually a really nice product. I find that it doesn't sprout nearly as quick as the Chinese style garlic from the other stores. So we'll definitely take one of those, and then brought out the butter, unsalted butter. I'm thinking that, what do we want to do? Do we want extra butter for the freezer to keep flavored? I'm trying not to keep too much around if we're not planning on being here forever. I'm actually thinking of maybe just one more small pot. Bung up the stovetop. We need like 6 burners today. Small pot, heat your butter up, fry your garlic in it, and then just put your herbs in fresh chopped at the end so they stay nice and green. Nice warm butter with the crab. And then you can always spoon it over the steak too. So let's get some parsley. I also see that this stuff's kind of going gross. Ugh, I'll have to go through this after. Parsley for the herbages. What else? Maybe some chives. We'll pick some chives from the Arrow Garden. But let's pick that and chop it and then just put it in a small container. The garlic container back in the fridge. Pick this up. Oof. Slimy herbs. I can't do it, guys. That's the limit to what I can handle touching. I don't know if you guys get grossed out about certain things like that too. Okay. Picked most of the bad stuff out. Pick the herbies off of the stem. Is anyone going out today for like a special dinner? Or is that like not really a thing anymore? I'm only asking because I'm not really someone that ever celebrates Valentine's Day like most people. So I'm curious as to what goes on in the world now. The broth is boiling. Might have to skim the scum in a sec. Nothing for you, Michael? I remember last year, Sam was still working up north. So I just did actually a Galentine's Day with my friend Julia. You guys have seen her on stream before. That was really fun. So just because you don't have a partner doesn't mean you can't do something fun. Okay, let's wipe up these not so nice bits of herbs that we got everywhere. Oh, I wanted to ask, has anybody watched Beast Games on Prime Video? We just finished the last episode yesterday. We're loving it. It's actually so good. Okay, we'll group that all up and then chop it. I have a little container to put this in for later. That is a lot of parsley. We'll see if we use it all, guys. Probably not, I'm gonna say. But that's okay. We can probably use the extra stuff on tomorrow's stream instead. Did I have a word with the internet? I did have words. Now whether it listens, that is the real question. They can see me. It's so funny because Samuel said right before he went back to our room to start playing games because everything was fine, he checked on the connection and it was fine. 2 seconds later, OBS is telling me the stream's disconnected. I was like, what the heck is going on? I honestly don't know why it does that here. Beyond me, guys, but just another reason to not want to be here anymore, right? Time to move on. Chopped herbies. We'll keep those fresh in the fridge. Get a small little pot. Maybe we'll use this one. Because then it's cute. We can like dip into it. Okay, how much butter? I think I usually do around half a cup or so when I melt it to have with seafood and steak and stuff. Let's see. Boom. So we'll melt the butter, we'll get the garlic minced, and then when the butter's melted, we can fry the garlic up in it a bit. Get that nice and fragrant so it's not just raw. Washing the butter off of the knife. Hello, hot water? close that up. Oh no, I think it's dirty. I gotta clean it, guys. The good part of having a good or a nice garlic press is that it's not hard to clean. Okay, how much cloves should we do? Maybe 3? Oof. Okay, that one is not nice. That works. Smash it. Oh, that was a bad one. Just get in a container to put the minced garlic in. The heck? This one was bad too. Just take that out. Okay. That's a perfect amount. Because you don't want to overpower the seafood with garlic. You want to complement it. And always rinse out your garlic press after you use it. That'll help you too. Okay, all this gone. Garlic skins everywhere. Okay, so that can go over to the stove top, wherever you plan to cook it. Dust! You're here! Guys, everyone in chat say happy birthday, Dust Pirate, please. It's his birthday today. He's a Valentine's baby. And he's even able to be here on stream with us today. How is your day, dude? Are you doing anything fun or exciting? Or are you just gonna take it as one to relax and hang out? cleaned up. Let's go into the broccoli next. Or broccolini, I should say. Got a good lunch with your best friend? Nice, dude. I just thought quickly before I started stream today, you're posting Discord at the barbecue spot. The goats? That reminds me of a place that we used to go on the island that had goats and stuff like that. I loved it. You could even feed them. They were nice. Okay, I don't think... I'll ask Samuel if we're gonna eat all of that or what. Are we eating all the broccolini? He says no. I didn't think so. That's like 680 grams. That's a full-fledged meal right there. Let's use maybe about half or 3/4. What did you get for lunch at the barbecue spot? And then this is it. So yummy. I haven't had this in forever. Actually, it used to be pretty expensive, this style of broccoli. But now, that does not seem to be the case. Yeah, we'll stop there. That looks yummy. Just get a bowl to put those into. Or... Actually, not. We won't put them in a bowl because we're going to roast it. So we'll just get it cleaned up and then we'll transfer it over to the sheet pan and dress it all on there. Save some dishes. You got a taco sampler, brisket, chicken, and pork, but it was okay. Next time you'll just get the meat by itself. But yeah, you might be spoiled on Texas barbecue. That's what happens though, right? It's like when you have a really high-end food, some places just don't stack up the same. And it's also just like a fact of life, right? Like not everyone's gonna cook the same. But you will find out what places you love and what places are just like kind of meh, right? This one's interesting. I don't know if I should like trim that up. Thanks, dude. Yeah, hope you have a good birthday. Sad that you gotta work on it, but I mean, like, I guess that's part of being an adult. Thanks for stopping by, though. Wouldn't that be, like, one of the best, like, corporate treats ever? As someone who's, like, a worker, is always having your birthday off. It's, like, such something to look forward to. I think that would be such a nice treat, and not very many people do that. Maybe our birthdays would be more special that way as we get older, too. Really, Scoots? Your old job, they gave you your birthday off? See? It's the little things. Okay, now let's get a sheet pan. We'll line it up with some foil and parchment. One layer. Scoots, it was you with the heart-shaped pasta, right? Are you cooking it up today? Or did you already? Okay, that's what I thought. We're twinning. We're twinning. You're doing it with the recipe you posted. Nice. Let me know how it turns out or post a photo of it when it's done later. Okay, put this on so it holds down the parchment, and then we'll spread it out. We don't have to go crazy because we're going to kind of like toss this around with oil and some seasonings. So that looks good. Let's get some olive oil. And then, as far as seasonings, what am I feeling today? We're kind of just doing salt and pepper on the rest of the stuff, but then we'll have a yummy like garlic herb butter to go with everything. Maybe just like a bit of Italian seasoning could be good, because I like this one. This has basil, oregano, garlic, red onion, red pepper, marjoram, rosemary, and sage. That should be good with everything. Good coating of olive oil. Salt and peps. We'll need that for the steak coming up, so don't put that back yet. Just notice this little thing on the top because the herbs are from the Lighthouse brand. And that's how it looks. It's like so nice and chunky. I love it. That should be good. And then let's toss it up. And then because we're doing this a bit early, the herbs will like absorb some oil and some of the juices from the veggies and soften up a bit. I'm gonna like push the floret tops into the oil. If they look dry, soak it up. Okay, give it a good toss together. And then we'll spread it back out. And then I like to keep these so that the stems aren't super soggy, because then the florets will be really soggy too. So these will definitely roast up to be like maybe a bit more al dente, let's say today. As far as texture goes. There we go. So I just spread it all out. So you get good airflow around everything when it roasts. Hey guys, now I think it is cheesy sauce time. So we need some butter and flour, milk, nutmeg, and cheese to make your cheese sauce with, whatever you want, because you can use lots of different ones. Some people do mixtures. Other people just do straight cheddar. We're gonna do some marble today. Hello, Sam. Happy Valentine's Day to you as well, friend. I hope you're having a fun one. What's the cheese sauce for? Our pasta side. So we're just gonna do a simple stovetop mac. The recipe is linked there from Serious Eats Food Lab. Because I wanted to use this fun heart-shaped pasta from Barilla. I got this actually from Walmart. I think in January sometime. They had it pretty early on. Okay, so let's get some butter. I have the pot already on the stove top for this. So that is good. You guys too, Scoots? Yeah, I don't think I saw it anywhere else. Only Walmart, so maybe they partnered with them for something like that. Let's do... we don't need a ton of cheese sauce. Like this amount. Although I won't be upset if there is extra cheese sauce. So make sure that you have enough. One of my sayings is always better to have extra than not enough. Open that up. Get that in there. And then I'll go grab the flour. And then we'll also need a whisk. And a cheese grater for this. Flour, cheese grater, whisk. Oh yeah, I have the biggest freaking bin of flour right now. That's right. This ain't your grandma's flour bin. Maybe it is, I don't know. But the flour is gonna go in with the butter. That's called the roux. And that will be used for thickening, so put that over there. Same with the whisk. And then we just gotta grate up some cheese. I mean, I'm not following the recipe that I linked at all. I usually just do this from scratch myself. Because I've done it enough times. But let's kind of see how much cheese they said. 1 pound. Okay. Oh, and 8 ounces. But they also make 4 to 6 servings, where we're only really making like 2 or 3. So almost half of the recipe. I'll probably grate up around 3 cups of shredded cheese. Cut our nub off. I need a bit more. Let's see how much that gives us. Wrap it back up nice and tight. Time to grate it up. I think we estimated a good amount. The sound of it is hilarious. It's a workout. When it's like on my hands, it's getting so soft from the heat. Okay, when it gets close to the end, just be careful that you don't slip. Grate your own self. Take it easy. Then when you get to there, that's the chef snack. That's for you. I'll share it. Or Samo. It ain't much, but it's something. It's so yummy and creamy, guys. And that's like the perfect amount of cheese. Look at my cheese mountain. Gus would have loved that. Rinse off the grater so it doesn't all stick on there. Otherwise you'll have the time of your life cleaning it off. Okay, now we can go over. Get ready to do some cooking. The beef broth's cooked down so much already. Probably just gonna let it go. Whoa. Sorry, my gimbal was like falling off of the tripod. Let's go like there. So let's turn this on to like a medium heat is good, and then get our whisk. And then on this side we should have our flour ready. So we're gonna make a butter flour paste called roux. That's how you make the best mac and cheese sauce. And then I guess on the side, honestly guys, we can get our pasta pot going since we're at this stage. So I'll turn that up. And this is 340 grams worth of pasta. Usually I gauge around 450 to 500 grams for 4 portions. So this will be around 3 portions worth, which will be perfect to go with our 3 steaks. So we'll cook all of that. They look cool. I was wondering how they're gonna look. Fun. That's gonna hold the mac and cheese sauce so good. Whoa. So that pot is on like a good medium-high heat now to cook that. You're gonna look for it tonight when you grab some groceries for tomorrow night's dinner. Yeah, myself and Scooter, we both found it at Walmart a while ago. So I don't know if you ever shopped there, but you might have luck. Melt the butters. I'm gonna put our Italian seasoning away, but I think I'll hold on to the olive oil just so we don't have the pasta stick together. And I'll keep the milk in the fridge until we need it. And then the other one, did we finish the nutmeg? I feel like we might have finished the nutmeg during Christmas time. We didn't get any more. But nutmeg is a nice spice to use in bechamel sauce, which is the starting cream sauce for your cheese sauce. You didn't buy any, but you think you saw them at Walmart? Yeah, I think it was under $4 for that box. Pretty reasonable considering it's like a one-off specialty item. Okay, so our butter is melted, guys. Let's get some flour here. And then usually They say equal parts by weight, butter to flour to make your roux. But I usually just kind of drizzle in my flour until it makes a paste that looks good to me. Turn this down a little bit while we're doing this part. And then you really want to whisk this until it's smooth. And then see how it's kind of like clumping together and pulling away from the bottom of the pot. So that looks perfect to me as far as a roux. I usually don't go any thicker than that, and it kind of sticks into your whisk. So now we'll grab the milk and start adding a little bit at a time so that we don't get any lumps. Because if you leave the flour in lumps, it will cook like that in the milk. At your store, it was $1.70. I think it was like $3.43 or something like that, Canadian. So stir this. Just put a little bit in, and it will thicken really quick when you first start adding the milk like this. Gotta hold this side because it is really thick. That's okay. Just make sure you whisk it until it's all smooth again before you add the next round. And you just go a little bit at a time. So it heats evenly. I don't know if this pot's gonna hold all the stuff we need to put in it. We'll see. Okay, more. It got so thick in the whisk. Whoa! Who did it? Guys, thank you. I can't currently leave the pot though, but I think I can still read from back here. Okay, I'm just gonna whisk this really smooth before I go and see what the heck's going on. Okay, it's working. At first I was like, oh my gosh, did we cook it into being clumpy? But we didn't. It just takes a bit to heat the butter and flour back through when you pour the cold milk in. Still gotta keep stirring this though, because it looks lumpy. No lumps allowed. Nice. Okay, the lumps are coming out. Guys, no. My messy whisk went everywhere. See? Thank you very much, Anonymous, whoever you are. Finishing off our donation goal for EcoFlow River, which is the thing that will keep the stream from cutting out if there's ever a power outage. I can't make any promises on the internet, but thank you to whoever donated that. This messy whisk is, yeah. We're gonna have a cleanup on our hands later, but that's okay. All in good fun. Let's keep adding some more milk to this. Just wanted to make sure I got it nice and smooth and heated through before the next round. Okay. See how that looks? No lumps. Keep going. Now that it's like this consistency, you can add a bit more milk at a time. Nice. Okay, now it's really going like liquefied. But then the most important part is now, because as this pot starts to come back up to temp, so we kept adding cold milk, the flour from the roux is going to want to stick to the bottom still. So that's why it's really important that we keep standing here or stay close around at least, and keep stirring it. So just notice around the top of this pot is really rusty. Let me see if I can wash that off real quick. So this will take around maybe 10 minutes or so to get to a simmering point. And then from there, we let it cook out the starch from the flour. And then after that, we're able to finally add in the cheese. I wonder if I could like reseal this cast iron. I hate when things are rusty. I'm also gonna try to like clean some of this because I hate the smell of burnt flour from the roux where that fell. Oof. Is it just gonna fall out again? Maybe we'll play it safe and do that. So we might need a bit more milk, but I think for now we'll put it back in the fridge. We'll see how thick this gets before it's time to add the cheese. I'm gonna go put the flour away though. We're done with that. Let's see before I do that. Yeah, see, I can already feel a layer trying to build up on the bottom. Give it a stir and then we can leave for a moment or two. But the thing that's really important is you do not want that flour to burn on the bottom of that pot, because it will make the rest of the mixture taste burnt, unfortunately, and you'll have to start over. A good amount of steam coming off of it, so it should simmer pretty quickly here. And then this pot will get switched out for the pan to sear the steaks when we're ready. We're almost there. And I guess the only other thing we need to do, which I can probably do right now, is turn the oven on to start heating up to roast our broccoli and then finish cooking our steaks in the oven. If I know anything about how long it takes ovens to heat up like this to 425, it takes a while. Stir, stir, stir. And we will add salt and pepper to this once it's cooked. I don't like tasting it when the starch from the flour has not been cooked out, because then you don't really get the proper flavor. Scoots. I've been streaming, well, I started at the regular time today, but the internet cut out about an hour into stream. So then we had to restart. Turn that up a bit more now. Back up to a medium heat on this. Pasta pot looks like it's almost ready to boil, so that's good. Moving our cheese pile over. That's on the cutting board. So we can make room to season our steaks as well. Okay, I can feel this is starting to get thicker. Let's see how thick it actually ends up getting. Because the thing when you make stovetop mac, when you don't bake it, is I usually find that the noodles keep soaking up the cheesy sauce. So you want it a little bit looser than you think. And that way it won't go dry if the macaroni and cheese sits on your plate for a few minutes. It won't absorb everything. Because there's honestly nothing worse than a dry mac. Getting pretty thick. So thick that I can keep the whisk in it. But I usually don't taste this until I can see it's visibly simmering. Close though. The steaks look so yummy. Very excited. We got some bubbles, but it's not quite boiling yet. Let's see how this is doing. Pretty thick. Because the cheese, when we mix it in, is going to make it even thicker, right? That's why I said, make it a bit more runny than you think you'll need it. And you'll also, when you taste it, you'll see how the mouthfeel is. If the sauce is too thick then, or too thin. I see some bubbles starting in the middle there. Okay. We are simmering as well as our water pot's about to boil. So let's take this spoon. Yeah, this is quite thick because if we take a little bit more off, swipe our finger through, maybe a touch more milk into there, loosen it up just a little bit. This is about to blow, so I'll take that lid off. So I'm gonna drop the noodles in, guys, because it's okay if they're cooked a little bit ahead of time. And then all we have to do is mix them with the warm cheese sauce. Should be a 7-minute on that. So I will put a 7-minute timer on. And MZZV, thank you very much for the Prime sub today. 14 months in a row, my friend, for February 14th. Welcome, welcome to a rare Friday cooking stream. Okay, stir up this pasta first so it doesn't stick. And then I'm going to turn this down so we don't burn our bechamel. Put a little bit more milk in, and then I'll put some salt and pepper too. That. That loosened up really nice. Maybe a little more still. Okay. Stir this. Stir the sticking. That's great. A little bit of salt and pep in our sauce. Some people are really particular when they put pepper in a sauce like this that they'll only specify white pepper. But I find the flavor of white pepper is so different. I don't really love it. So I always do black pepper, even though it's like kind of against the rules. If you're only cooking for yourself and there's no one like a French culinary instructor around you, it's okay, guys. You can use black pepper in a white sauce. Okay, so now all I'm gonna do with this is just turn it off, this pot. That's done until we add the cheese. But I don't think I want to add the cheese just yet, because I want to bring it back up to temp when we mix it with the pasta, and we don't want to burn the cheese on the bottom of the pot. Let's get organized. I'm going to take off this stock pot that's right here, switch it out for our steak searing pan. The stock, guys, if you're wondering, if you got here a little late, is all of the trimmings from a whole beef tenderloin that we bought and butchered today. Neighbors are gonna miss the amazing smells. We've tried to like interact and have a relationship with the people that live around us, but no one wants to. Sucks for them, I guess, honestly. That's that, and then I'm just gonna do, I think, some peanut oil into there so we get like the highest smoke point possible. For that, and then this steamer pot is for our crab pieces, so we can probably turn that one on too. Let's go like medium heat. Let me go grab the oil, and then we'll come back over here to season those up, and then we'll go back over. I think the reservedness around neighbors is part of the culture where we live, or just rotten luck. No, it's definitely like a change of cultures, and I wish it wasn't that way, because we all know like how much food can bring people together, and like especially myself, having the experiences traveling different places around the world, like a bunch of different countries in Southeast Asia, a bunch of different countries in Europe. So I've been around a lot of people that I didn't speak the language of, and like we always had amazing experiences. So I don't know why it can't still be like that. I would love to like share my food with someone who's never experienced Canadian food and get to experience food from their country that I've never experienced. I don't know, I just think it would be really cool and a way to just show that you care a little bit about the people that live around you. But yeah, no one really is neighborly around here, or at least not to us, and I don't know why. Because everywhere else we've lived, like, we've had awesome times. Okay, peanut oil. The wife and you, your first apartment, you live near a Latin grandmother, and you contemplating asking her to adopt you because of the food aromas. Honestly, like, how about the one time Samo and I were doing some restoration in an apartment building, and then the people across the way were an amazing Moroccan family, and they saw us working there for like consecutive weeks fixing all the units from a flood. And this one day she just came over and asked us if she could cook us lunch, and like she made us tagine, the crazy like honey butter flatbreads, like a full ass meal. And we couldn't even pay her for it. Like she would not accept it. That was awesome. Those are memorable experiences, right? Like even your first apartment story. That's something that you'll remember for a long time. Nice. Yeah, you're from the US South. Your coworkers are Indian. They bring you curry sometimes. What how do you say that? Idli? Idli? You made them buttermilk biscuits last week. It's unfortunate that like even some of our neighbors they can't even speak to us. Like I try to ask them what they're making because you can smell the smells in the hallway, right, and tell where it's coming from, and they can't even explain it. But I feel like it has to be an effort on both sides, right? When you lived in NYC, your neighbors were very private, but now you live in the Carolinas. Much more welcoming. I've heard that about the South. I mean, New York City, there's just kind of reminds me of like when we lived in Vancouver. There's so many people in such a small area that they don't really care about anyone else, right? Okay, salt and pep, that's all we're doing. It's part of the recipe that we have linked if you want to make this at a later time. Italy. Nice, thank you. Breakfast discs of fermented lentil and rice flour steamed and you dip it in curry like a roti. That sounds so good. Like the amount of different things that I've just cooked on stream and learned about different cultures. It's so fun. These are quite thick, so I think we'll actually be doing a double-sided season on this. I don't often do that with steaks. If they're about an inch thick, you can only season the one side if you want. These are like 1.5 inch, 2 inch thick. So because the meat is that thick, we want the seasoning to penetrate all throughout, not just on the outside on one side. I'm just going to use a pair of tongs to press this on instead of my hands so I don't have to wash them, and then we'll flip it over. This one is two like small ones put together, but these other two are really good steaks in their whole form. What up, Blondie? How are you doing today, dude? Welcome to a bonus Friday cooking stream. Usually we're playing games at night today, but I thought we'd pop on and cook up a fun and easy little surf and turf meal. I mean, you could even do this for a solo person too. I totally would. Treat yourself. Okay, that looks good. Pat that other side down. And we don't season our steaks too early because the salt will start to draw out moisture on the outside of it, and then you won't get as good of a sear. Things, when they're wet, don't fry up as nice. You can see it already on the underside where we press the salt on. It's already making it a bit moist, the coloring. Yummo. Over to the stove. See how our nudes are. Those are like perfect, I would say. Okay, I'm going to turn off that pot. We got the steamer pot for the crab still going. Those cooked up so good. I'm just going to put the lid on that pot and strain it. And then we can focus on the crab, steaks, and broccolini. So let's switch away from here. Amount of cheese sauce that's gonna go in the middle of those noodles. Oh, baby. Let's actually dress them here so they don't stick together while we finish the last of the stuff. Heart nudes. Steam y'all out. Just a bit of olive oil. We'll stir that up. And then I'm just going to leave that pot actually here, not on the hot stove top where it came from. I don't want the pasta noodles to stick to the bottom of the pot. But now everything's coated with olive oil and it won't stick together as we finish the rest up. Put the lid on. Greek! Listen here, Kate. Don't know a restaurant called Miku? When you were here, it's a fine dining sushi restaurant. I think Sam ate there, actually. He got taken there with one of our representatives when we did Cisco with the brew pub. So our Cisco rep, who we ordered a bunch of stuff from, groceries. Him and Sam went out for lunch there because Samo was the chef, right? So he got those perks. He said it was amazing. You're going there today? They're famous for their pressed sushi, I think. So make sure you try that. Oh, tomorrow, not today. Yeah. Make sure you try their pressed sushi, though. It's supposed to be unreal. All right, let's turn this on. Gonna go pretty high to sear our steaks. I'm gonna try to do all three in the pan there. Let's give this a stir, our sauce, while we're hanging out. And then the only other thing, I guess, is to get our broccolini into the oven for roasting. I think that'll take around 10-15 minutes at 425 Fahrenheit. So once the steaks are like half seared, we'll put that in. But I'd definitely rather have it more crunchy than soggy for the veggies. I like my veggies al dente. How's our water here? I'll make sure I didn't have the steamer too high. Okay, it's good still. And then same with the crab. I would say when we put the broccolini in, we'll put the crab in the steamer pot back here. We just got one leg today, guys, and then separated it into 3 different parts to fit in the steamer pot. They're famous for their niburi. Is that how you call the pressed sushi? Nice, Greek. And yeah, they say for a steakhouse seared steak, we got our oven to 425 Fahrenheit. We seasoned our fillets with kosher salt and pepper, or I did kosher salt. We're heating our oven-proof pan over medium-high heat with oil, and then we'll sear on each side. They say for about 4 to 5 minutes. This slightly flame graced with bamboo. So we try to get that here. One time lately, they had like a BOGO from a sushi place here on Uber Eats for the pressed salmon sushi, Greek. All it is the rice is pressed into like a rectangular form, and then the fish is laid on top, and then it's sliced. And then usually they take a torch after and torch it a bit. Whoever torched it, it honestly tasted like gas so bad that Sam and we couldn't eat it. I felt so terrible. Like such a waste of food, but oh my gosh. So then we looked it up and like you have to have a really particular set of torch when you do that style of sushi so that it doesn't just taste like propane. Okay, that feels pretty hot. Let's do a tester with the pressed together steaks. She's hot. Get the other ones in. Remember, wherever you put it the first time, you're not going to touch it for a few minutes. It's going to stick. And we'll just put this pan right into the oven, so you don't have to worry about any other cooking apparatuses. I think we're going to come down. Like so high up today. I just keep stirring the bechamel so it doesn't form a skin on top from the dairy. That's what Sam will cut. Those are some dang thicky steaks. That's what we would call like baseballs. It's called a burry. That is right, Greek, yes. Also, I love that word. Yep, we're searing. I might switch around like halfway just for the evenness of the pan, how it cooks on this burner. And then, can I switch the pan around too? My stovetop's lopsided. Step 1 in how to destroy your stovetop. Steaks like these are why you bought a grill pan. I like having the full surface area to sear. But I guess if it was summer, I might go to that and grill them. But I really want like a nice brown top layer to it. We're getting there. See how the salt kind of caramelizes with the meat juices? The bamboo they take to it. See, that's probably what the place here did not do. They're doing like a cheaper version of it, sadly. How's this one? Oh, it's not searing as much. I'll give it another press. Almost time to flip, and then we'll be cooking these, I think, to medium rare. This is the first one we put in. Whoa. Ready to flip. Second one, and then how's this big boy? Oh, it is. It is searing up really nice. So that's how that should look. The crust. So let that go another few minutes on that side, and then we'll put it into the oven. And then at that point, I mean, I guess right now, actually, I'm going to do that. So broccolini is going in. The oven's at 425 Fahrenheit. Let those get going, and then we have our steamer pot here for the crab is nice and hot. we'll get our crab pieces down. And we're just trying to steam it through. It's already cooked, and now it's just thawed. So those shouldn't really take more than 5 minutes. I will do a 5-minute on the timer. And then when the steak goes in the oven, guys, we can mix in the cheese to our sauce and mix up our mac. And then I guess the last thing is I'll get the little butter pot on too over here for our garlic butter. This is gonna smoke though if I put this here, because there's so much fat that went over. Okay. About halfway through the last time, or the top sear, so let's put that into the oven now. That's how it should look though. So quiet in here now. Okay, back over. I'm gonna turn this on to like a medium heat, guys, and start melting the butter. And then I think we're gonna go over to the cutting board over here with the pasta pot, and we'll just mix in the cheese to the base over here. Did we leave them uncovered in the fridge for a while, or just patted it dry before dropping in the pan? So we butchered the whole tenderloin at the beginning of stream today. Sam actually did, because he's done thousands in his time working at lodges in Jasper. Obviously, beef tenderloin's on the menu there. And it's okay. Don't be sorry. I love when you guys ask questions. And then he cut, I think we got 6 steaks from it, or 7 steaks. A roast and then some stir fry, but we didn't even pat it dry or anything. I just waited a little bit before I seasoned it, right? So we went seasoned and then right into the pan. I know I'm drooling too, Greek. I can't even like talk right. Actually, why don't I just mix it in here? The cheese. We'll do both together. Look at our cute orange pots. I don't know why the crust ended up looking that good. Maybe because tenderloin is not as fatty. We have just marble cheese. Or what do you guys call that in the States? Colby Jack? A Colby Jackers? Is there a burglar? Does it smell like a steakhouse in here?
Yep.
Perfect. We got the heart-shaped pasta on deck. Colby Jack or Cheddar Jack, but it's not going to be spicy at all. Just transferring with a bench scraper. It's the safest way. The residual heat from the burner. Just melting the cheese in. Turn it on a bit. I think we need a little bit still. And then for the butter, guys, since it's starting to melt, I'm going to scoop the garlic in. So whenever it is hot, it can start to fry up. And then we have our parsley already chopped in the fridge to put in here too. We're getting cheesy. Okay, it's starting to smooth out. We might have to add a bit of milk. It's still really thick. And then, okay, look at this. Timer's going off for the crab. I'm gonna say it's done. I'm just gonna pull it off and put it over here to stay warm. So now all we're waiting on is the steak and brocco in the oven. A good melty cheese, right? You always need like either a specific ratio, or if you want a really cheesy mac, you always need like a soft cheese. But I think I've made a couple different macs where we had a mixture of like cheddar, there was, what else? Parmesan and maybe Gruyere or something kind of funky. I'm going to pour a bit of milk into there because it's really thick. But yeah, this won't be as dark orange as some people might expect because it is a marble, not just a full orange cheddar. Okay, that is bubble enough. We're pushing the limits of this pot. I think that'll do it though. My cauldron of mac or of cheese sauce. And we'll use this spoon to stir it in. We'll come over here and do all that. How's our pasta? Just gonna like loosen up the noodles. I try to always stick together a bit, but then it's so easy to stir it back up. It's kind of weird. Havarti? Whoa. Imagine a Havarti mac. Oh. Until it's getting hot again though, because it's really steamy when you bring the whisk up. Let me peek in here. The steaks are quite under still, so we'll let that keep going. I definitely heated it up in here. Okay, everything's almost melted and smooth, and then the butter, guys, is like getting foamy. Starting to clarify with the garlic in it, so I'll let that keep going. Whoa! Everyone have a sip of water. Get a couple plates. Give this a stir again. The garlic butter smells so good every time I stand over here. Alright, that looks like an amazing consistency. Shut that off, we're almost there. Samo for the crab. Do you want to help shuck it right now while I'm just finishing everything else up, or? Okay guys, the stuff in the oven's gonna take a few more minutes, so let's finish up our nudes here. A stovetop macaroni, usually a rare occurrence. We got some heart-shaped noodles today. I wanted to see what we could do with them.
It's good to go.
Yeah, I steamed it for 5 and then just took it off. Just finishing up the garlic butter, and then the steak and veggies are in the oven. Okay guys, I'm going over. Tap the whisk off. Whisk it for the biscuit. Whoa, I'm flinging cheese sauce. Did you guys see that? It happens. Now, I don't know if we need all of this. Jiggly goodness. Go with like half and then see how it mixes in. Jiggles. I even said jiggly goodness. But now I made a mess down the side of the pot. Ripperoonie. I'll just put that over on the sink. Okay. Whoa. It almost looks like cacio e pepe. Now I'm definitely salivating. Holy. I think we'll do this initial mix and then we'll let it sit, and then maybe we'll add a little bit more before we serve it, because I feel like it's gonna absorb a bunch. Moisty. And now I gotta taste some of it too. Excuse me one moment, just a spoon. Oh, you gotta go left or something. A spoonie or a fork or something like that. Is it coming out pretty good? Okay. Definitely needs salt. Just checking on our butter so we don't burn it. I'm gonna turn it off. So I'm gonna add some salt. You said we used all the parm up, right? Oh no, there is this little bit. Yeah. I was like, it kind of needs something salty, cheesy. So first, you can also add a little bit of shaved parm. I want to save a bit for the top though to garnish, because that's always good. It needed some funk. The marble or Colby was just too one-noted, I think is the best way to describe it. Okay, that's getting better. Samuel, I'm gonna check on the oven stuff.
Yep.
Okay, you're on your last round. I will do this then while I'm waiting. Here's our salt. Just a bit, because we are putting more parm on top. Multiple cheeses, like you can't pass up the parm. Thank you. Those are feeling pretty good. Just gonna tempt them. Right in the middle. Yep. That's the ticket. I'm just gonna take them out of that pan so they can rest on a plate. Cheesy sauce bloop. And then if those are done, I would say the broccolini is done too. But usually how you know you're getting to mid-rare is the juices will pool up. So same way with like how when I cook a burger, I'll watch for that after I flip it. And then of course we can pour this over. Let those rest. Oh yeah, yeah. Here the sizzles, guys. Those roasted up really nice. Usually listen to see if it's still mooing. I didn't go super rare on them today. Not too crazy with it. And then here's our crab. I don't think I want to put the crab on the same plate because then it will start to taste like beef. So we'll leave that there. That's good there. I'm gonna have just one more bite of noodles. That'll be good too. Let's take this out. One last item. Our garlicky butter. Look at the garlic like fried up in it. So this pan is hot, so I can't hold it. But let's pour some chopped parsley in. Your brother eats his steaks blue rare. I have not seen or even made that many blue rare steaks in my life. But when you do, it is definitely something you remember. Because it is rare. It is rare to eat your steak that rare. Swirl this in. Yummo. The butter is unsalted because I feel like the crab is already pre-salted. Okay, we're gonna get ready for plating now. I'm gonna take this away. Maybe I'll put it over here. Put it in the middle so we can share it. So Samo shucked all the crab. I mean, for what we got out of it, that ain't worth it. That's all that came out of it.
Yeah?
I just checking because sometimes you have nubbins.
No,
and then you tell me to eat it after. So yeah, never gonna eat that again. Because that's just not worth it at this point, guys. Like when you can get 2 lobsters. You could get like 5 lobsters for the price of this. Just saying. That is a bit crazy. Let's start with the mac down. I'm just gonna pile it on the plate. And then put everything else around. I'm gonna drizzle more cheese on top on the plate. Blanket it in cheese sauce. You guys are gonna see, like I said, it's kind of like sticking together. It's absorbing all the sauce. Still looks nummy though. Can we really tell that the pasta is heart-shaped anymore? Not really. Bonus if we bathe in this later, Bob. I mean, it looks pretty good. I might. I don't know why my timer is going off. Apparently I set a timer for something. 10 minutes. Weird. Okay, stir this up. Mish. Thanks, Mish, for that laugh. Vegetables next. You lived in the D side of the Calgary, you went to the seafood shop and they had decent prices and larger portions even. I mean, I was just trying to support local. But I think that's around the same price that everywhere is charging right now. So it's not like I could even go elsewhere. I love the way that this broccoli crisped up a bit on the one side. Holy smokes, that's gonna taste so good. Okay, just the steak and the crab now. AKA, we made it. We completed it. Move that up. Get some more Parmesan, like I said. I loaded Samo up with mac. And now, guys, the steaks are rested. We can put those on. We're gonna like divvy up these nuggets of crab. Cut that one. Nice. Okay, now we have room for steak. Try and use the two really good ones. Holy, when I picked it up, it's just juicing.
That means it's no good.
No. And then if we want to be crazy, guys, you get a spoon of the butter and you pour it over the steak.
Nice polish, sir.
I like that place.
I went there.
For what?
When I poured the butter just now, I put all the garlic chunks on Sam, so that's why I said I went there. But yeah, I went to the barber shop once. No, I'm just kidding. The last one's yours. Come on over.
I go just hang out for pucks.
I'm in, actually.
They got 3 of them.
3 pucks at the barber shop, guys?
Yeah, and drinks.
I don't need all that.
You can have some. It's your own.
No, you have to have some.
No,
I don't accept it.
Sam, eat it.
Chat, tell him to eat his freaking crab.
You poor bastard. Oh, I have to eat crab.
How do we not have an ad break while we're tasting the food? Okay, I want to start with the steak, guys, because I'm really excited for that. Mish did ask nice. She said please even. Okay, we're gonna go for a half cut.
How's the cook? Absolute perfection.
It looks good and it's not bleeding out anymore. It worked, guys. I can still cook. We did it. I'm just rinsing the butter off my hands now. Picked it up for you. I'm so excited to eat that now. How's the mac and brocco together? Deadla? Deadla?
Definitely a better choice than the asparagus.
Well, when the veggies are molding in the bag, I'm not gonna pay for it. Whoa, guys. Look at this bite. After like not feeling good for a bit, this is seriously such a treat. Whoa. When you can cut steak with a butter knife, guys, that's when you also know. You did okay. We gotta come closer. I dipped it in the butter. So Samo did the butchery, I did the cooking. Because you even did the crab for us. Okay, the next one I'm excited for. This is like the best nugget. So we'll go for this piece. This is how king crab is. If you guys have never had it, it's a much meatier version than what Dungeness or any other crabs are like. It's almost like how when they call halibuts like the chicken of the sea, that's what it reminds me of, the texture. Okay, crab dip. The garlic is not overpowering in the butter. It's really good with that. Our brocco, look, it got crisp on the one side. Still has a bit of crunch though. Not like a ton of flavor on those, but good for fiber filler. Tell us how you really feel, Kate. But this bite with the cheese sauce blanket. The little bit of parm added seriously changed the whole flavor of that mac. I would have been sad without it. And can we really say we can see the heart-shaped noodles anymore? Not really. Maybe this side, a little bit, there's a couple. Mish, you're gonna get your feta tomorrow. Really nummy though, guys. I'm glad I decided to make this today instead of going out and having someone else do it. You all good?
Yeah, I just had a pain in my side.
He had a pain in his side. Does somebody have a voodoo doll?
Is it numb? Do you smell toast?
He just left. Are you okay? Mish, you won't be here tomorrow? I'll do a feta complaint for you then. Okay, I'm washing up. Maybe the cheese makes them smashed. It's like a heavy sauce, right? Let's see how you feel about it, Scoots, when you make it later. But that's our yummy stream. And now we're going to finish up and I'm going to crush the rest of this plate after. Samo's still working on his. Who's on? Who are we going to go raid? I have not been on a Friday afternoon in, well, like 9 weeks, I think. It's like a thing of the past. Excuse me. Oh, belts of approval for the chef. Thank you. You got a shell? Oh, the sneaky little tendon in there. TwitchCon Europe is back. I'm just on the Twitch page looking for someone to raid. Who's going to TwitchCon this year? I don't think that's in the cards for us again. Maybe next year, though. A 2026? Let me make this bigger so I can see what's going on here. Yep, we're going to go see Bubs, guys, because he's doing a Valentine's menu stream as well. And I don't usually get to raid him as often anymore because our schedules are so different. So we're going to go see some more yummy cooking and see what he's up to. The steak. What is that your rating on fillets cooked?
Oh, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10? And I always say I don't want to be a meat cooker. But maybe I should be.
Well, perfectly rested. But, yeah.
The seasoning's good.
10 out of 10.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for being here on a bonus Friday cooking stream, which means we will not be on tonight to play games. Games will be Sunday afternoon, usual time, the rest of the weekend. Come back tomorrow. We are doing Mary Todd's menu redemption with her channel points. A yummy, like, gnocchi stuffing casserole. I'm really intrigued to see how this turns out with Italian sausage, some other stuff. So let's go see Bubs and see what he is up to. Guys, hopefully we inspired you today to just treat yourself a little bit, even if it's just you alone. You deserve to eat great food and feel taken care of. I'm gonna hit this button. Let's go spread the love and the deliciousness elsewhere on Twitch. Hope to see you guys the rest of the weekend. Have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Bye!
Bye.